best. That shit crazy.
Welcome everybody to All Even Live special interview. I am Barry Grant Jr., host of the All Even podcast, and today I got my man on the show. My man from a long time ago, assistant coach for the Hofstra Pride. Welcome to the show, Serge Clement. How you doing, my man?
I'm doing great, my guy.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Come on, man.
My man, I went fist pumping.
You know. COVID is on the back end now. We can dap up.
I respect it.
What's good, though?
Man, all is good, man. Just happy to be here in the studio.
Word.
I didn't believe you when you said we getting the mix in.
Come
here,
on, man. You know I was gonna get you in here, man.
I appreciate it. It's all love, though, man.
Yeah, man. Because that IG live that we had, it was dope, man. And then I don't know what happened, so I had to get you in here.
I appreciate it, man.
You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate the opportunity to get in here and just chop it up.
Yes,
man.
sir.
So let's rock and roll with it, man.
So I guess let's start from. I always like to start from like the origin story. You know what I'm saying? Like where you from and how'd you grow up?
I grew up in Queens, New York, single parent household, and had to work for everything that I've gotten. And I was fortunate enough to obviously we met in high school, St. John's Prep, and you were always one of those good dudes. Being able to cultivate a relationship to now. I'm in my mid-30s.
You
We're here now. Yeah, I'm almost on the back end, But yeah, it was one of those things, man. Growing up in Queens and going through Catholic school, then having an opportunity to go to college, and then obviously continue my passion of basketball. Even though had the opportunities to play professionally, things of that nature. But my path and my route led me to coaching and serving these young men as I do now, and just trying to take it to the top to hopefully one day run my own program.
Yeah, definitely, man, definitely. So let's kind of start off with the passion of basketball. So you grew up playing basketball. Like when did you actually start playing ball?
I started playing I was late. I started playing in like the 6th grade. But one thing about me, when I like something or when I draw to something, I'll do it. Yeah. So I'll keep doing it. So I like basketball and I started perfecting it. And then I started playing at Impact down in Queens. From there, everyone went through Impact at some point. So I went through there, and then I started getting really good really fast because I really practiced. And I started getting better. Played a little bit of AAU. Then in 8th grade, I played with 𝐦𝐨𝐿𝐴, which is a really good program. And then from there, I started getting really good. Then I was fortunate enough to go to St. John's Prep to play basketball and things of that nature. So, I started in the 8th grade and then obviously progressed through now. And, now I'm washed up and I can't play anymore. I try not to. I got these bad knees now.
Word.
But that's pretty much how I started. What age group I started playing basketball.
So I guess you said single parent household, just like myself, like that dynamic between your parental unit, like you playing ball, was your mom or your pop?
It was my mom.
Okay, was your mom's able to kind of be there for you in regards to the basketball, or was she just single parent household? She's working, so who was kind of getting you to play, you know what I'm saying, to kind of bring you to the games and to kind of you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. My mom worked and she's West Indian. All she knows is work. So
same thing here.
When you talk to her about basketball, she's just like school. She didn't know that basketball was the way the avenue to keep me in school.
Right.
But I've had a lot of mentors that's helped me throughout the way. Okay. Couple coaches, Coach Dennis, Coach Vic.
Shout out to Coach Dennis.
Coach Ken.
Yeah.
I could name 1,000 coaches from my youth days that have put me in a position to where I'm in right now. But I'm fortunate enough that basketball was the vessel that helped me continue my education, because when I went back to school, when I went back to school, I was not motivated to finish school, but basketball is what kept me in line.
Right.
But to go back to your question, I had a lot of mentors, but I just didn't want to see. I've seen a lot of people in my area do different things in terms of behavior and use basketball had an adverse effect for them. I always made sure that basketball stayed I used it in a positive light,
right?
Along with my education to put me in the position that I'm in right now.
Definitely. So we both go to St. John's Prep. Shouts to St. John's Prep.
Yeah.
What made you decide to go there? Because obviously, you're making that progression in your early career in regards to possibly being ranked in the city and all that stuff, and coming up through the system. What was the choice of going there? Was there other schools that you were thinking about, or was it just John's and that's it?
Coming into eighth, ninth grade, I was actually ranked in New York.
Yeah.
Like one of the top 20 prospects in New York coming into it.
Right.
Part of it was the relationship that I've built with the friends that I had, who are still my friends now.
Right.
I'm a big relationship guy, but St. John's Prep was the better fit for me due to the fact that I had relationships with guys that I already knew from my neighborhood.
Right.
That was already going there. Also, it was a situation where my mom could afford it.
Yeah.
So it was, she was able to afford it.
It worked out.
And it worked out really well.
Yeah.
And that's kind of all she wrote as it relates to St. John's Prep. But it's a great experience for 4 years. Met you. I met a lot of my best friends that I have now are all from St. John's Prep.
Yeah, definitely, man. It was a melting pot for a lot of kids,
sure.
especially coming from Southside Queens, Jamaica, all different parts of everywhere around New York. People were there. You know what I'm saying? So it was a great experience. But your playing career starts now, and you're really good. Trust me. I used to always tell the homies, my man Serge is coming. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's you get to junior year, you get to senior year. Now you're starting to think about, okay, where am I going? Where's the next step in my basketball development?
Right.
Where was your thought process? Where did you have somewhere that you wanted to go, or was it just I'm gonna just figure it out as I go?
Well, the first thing I would say, if there's any young people in high school that's listening to this cast right now live, take your education very seriously.
Facts.
Because I didn't.
Right. Neither did
I didn't at first. There's a big misconception about, you say Catholic school. It did provide some
Catholic
structure.
School was wild. My dude,
yeah.
They think that public school was the only juking. Nah.
It was just an organized situation.
Organized chaos. What I used to call it.
With the shirt and the tie.
Facts.
But I would say take your education take it seriously, because coming into my junior year, senior year in high school, I was not serious about my education. That's what led me to the position that put me in later on in life in terms of making a decision for college and the SATs and things of that nature. Prepare. That's the one thing I failed to do. I didn't put enough emphasis on my academics.
Right.
So, which led me to my later on in life things. But I'm like I said, I'm blessed to be here. I'm fortunate to be here now. But I would tell people that to focus on your academics, because I didn't do that at the time. So my mindset was just more or less basketball.
Right.
Basketball.
And that was it. Yeah.
And I did not realize that academics it needed to be books then ball.
Right.
And it was more the other way around. Right. So when I got through that, when I realized that, oh my gosh, I don't have a scholarship opportunity by the time my senior year is, because I did not take the academics seriously. But everything else happened for a reason. So now I'm in the position that I'm in now.
Yeah, it's crazy how you can be able to look back at it and say, man, that definitely worked out the way it was supposed to. But I'm sure in the process, not getting that scholarship offer was just it had to be a blow to you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I feel as if, and a lot of kids, or ladies, fellas, go through this transitional period, especially when you graduate college and you're a student athlete, or if you didn't obtain a big goal of yours, such as obtaining a scholarship. Because sometimes we all think that's the end all be all.
Right.
And for me, I thought it was the end all be all.
Right.
So I went into some type of funk, in a sense, some type of depression, before I decided to attend a community college. But it happens. My thing is, you have to make sure that you stay true to yourself. And having, like I said, my mom was a single parent. She made sure that I snapped out of it.
Oh hell, real quick.
Oh man, the West
Indians,
Indians,
you know they don't play,
man.
son.
They don't play. The Haitian, what? but it was one of those things that she just wanted to see me go to school.
Yeah.
It didn't matter about basketball.
Right.
She just wanted to see me go to school.
Facts.
So,
Like, just to make something of yourself, because like the way they thought is like, yo, if you don't go to school, you gonna be on these streets.
Yeah.
And I paid too much money
Yeah.
for you to go to that private school for you to be on the streets. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So, trust me, bro, I know exactly what you're talking about. Because when I left high school, I was just like, yeah, I'm not with the college thing. And my mom was just like,
Yeah.
nigga, what you talking about? You're not going to college. Like, you better figure it out quickly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I had to put hands on you or something like, you know what I mean? Like,
listen.
it was bad, man.
You want to stay in my house, you need to go to school. That's basically what it comes down to.
Word,
you know?
word.
We persevered through it, though.
So, you go to the community college, you excel, you do well.
For the most
part, like, you were a little bit more on the straight path. You know what I'm saying?
Well, what people don't know about me, and I can openly talk about it now because I've done different things. I've been to 4 schools before I ended up going back to school and obtaining a degree. So I went.
And why was that? Just because that you just didn't have the drive to go to finish?
I wasn't motivated. I started out at Hofstra. They won the national championship that year, but I quit the team in middle of January. Why? Because I wasn't ready. You know, I wasn't emotionally ready for college.
So it had nothing to do with like playing time or anything like that.
I started.
You just couldn't deal with the grind.
No, I couldn't deal with the grind. I started. I had one good game, 2 bad games, one good game, and Coach railed into me once, really hard,
that was it.
And I folded. So that led me to just alienating everybody.
Right.
And I took that really personal. I'm like a relationship guy.
Yeah.
So I took that really personal. From there, I ended up going to Elmira College, upstate New York, and I didn't care what level. I just wanted to get out of New York.
Right.
I ended up going there, and I got there, started playing, and I'm looking around, and no one looked like me. I was just like,
what the hell am I doing here?
Whoa. I finished the second semester. I finished because I transferred in January. Then I started this fall semester. Then I was like, I am done with this. So I literally just called my mom and was like, I'm leaving.
Wow.
And I left. So I went back home. And then I literally just sat home for that year. I started working at Home Depot. It's called HGH. It was called HGH at the time. It's doing like the toilet displays.
Yep.
Working at midnight. I was making about $14 an hour at the time. At that time, $14 an hour, you lit.
You banking.
Yeah.
You banking.
So we doing that, and I'm making pretty good money at that age.
You getting comfortable now.
I'm getting comfortable. 20 years old, 20, whatever. Then my mom, I had a conversation with my mother. She was just like, just stay in school mode.
Right.
And I stayed in school mode, took some classes at Nassau, stayed in school mode, and then I kind of had like a revelation of some sort. Obviously things were happening in the neighborhood.
Right.
I lived off Linden Boulevard. Things were happening in the neighborhood. I've seen quite a few things, and I had a revelation, I had a dream, an epiphany of some sort. And I thought about my grandmother who passed early.
Right.
And it had to do with just being better. And from there, I reminisced on like the box. Back in the day, college coaches used to write letters and send them off.
Yes. And
I was just looking at boxes, and I was reading letters from college coaches, and I found one that really caught my attention. The coach was like, I know you won't end up at this level, but I really appreciated your game. I liked you because a lot of kids, big time, lower level coaches. No, I talked to everybody when I was being recruited, and I let them know, like, look, I want to go here at this level, but if I don't, blah blah blah. I just maintained a relationship with the coach at Potsdam.
Yeah.
And literally a couple days later, after my epiphany, like, I reached out to him. I said, "Hey, coach, I think I took some time off. I want to go back to school." It was about a year later.
Yeah.
Year and some change later, and he was like, "Can you still play?" I'm like, "I think so." Like, and then I just dropped everything and I went back to school. So I ended up going up to Potsdam. And then from there, I played 2 years at Potsdam, and then that's when I started getting good. I got everything back, and and then that's kind of all she wrote in terms of like my playing career, more or less. I had a pretty good 2 years.
Yeah.
Had a couple opportunities to potentially play at lower level overseas, and I felt already old, so I decided to.
So that was the reason why you didn't pursue it, because you felt that you were, by the time you would have got into your bag per se, you were already.
Yeah.
You felt like you were already like getting to your peak or something like that.
Yeah, because it's like everyone, especially in the neighborhood that I grew up in.
Yeah.
Everyone thinks success is defined by being able to play overseas.
Facts.
It was never about the education part.
Never.
It was always defined by who had played overseas.
Right.
And I felt like I was tired of what everybody was doing. And I had to figure out if I was going to make a decision with my mind or my heart. My mind was telling me, like, nah, man, don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do what they do.
Right. Don't follow the same template.
Don't follow the same template, because I'm 23 years old, about to graduate, and by the time I chased the dream for 4 or 5 years, I'm 28 years old, then I have to assimilate back to society with just a bachelor's degree.
Right.
And while the world is changing outside of me,
Right.
this is what my mind is telling me.
Right.
Don't do it. But my heart is like, nah, go ahead. We gotta go hoop, baby. We gotta do this, baby. like I'm serious. Like, we gotta do this, baby.
Damn that. We gotta go bust some heads.
We gotta go bust some heads. Like,
Yeah.
and then I really thought about it, and I said, you know what, man? What can I do that can keep me involved, keep me motivated? And that was coaching, staying around the game, and I opted not to do it. Sometimes I wish I did, but then other times to see where I'm at now, and like, I'm glad I made this decision.
Yeah, because you always got that, man, I wonder if I would have, but where you're at right now, you're good with that. You know what I mean? But you had to get there. Like, you had to grow up enough to realize that. Like, going through the process, I'm sure it was killing you.
Oh yeah.
To be able to take that route when your heart really wanted you to go ahead.
I really wanted to do it.
Yeah.
I really wanted to do it, man. But I said to myself that if I did go that way, that I was gonna be all right either way. Yeah, definitely. But to see that I've made that decision, this is actually the first decision that I made on my own.
Word. Without anybody else.
With no consultation, just me. No, just let me do this for me.
Word.
And because one of the hardest thing is in basketball, or just in general with young kids, is just having an identity outside of figuring out who you are.
Yeah.
After the game is done, when you graduate, man. I literally, after my last game, I sat on the floor for about 20 minutes after the game, and I was just like, what am I going to do next? No,
what else is there?
What is there? What else is there? As a Division III athlete, I'm sitting on the court, like, I don't know what else to do. So that hit me right then and there. Sometimes it hits people after graduation.
But it hit you right there, right after that.
Because I depended on basketball so much, man. Right. So that's kind of all she wrote in terms of that. And now I'm in my journey, my quest to run my own program. And, I'm under the tutelage of some great coaches right now.
Listen, man, don't try to fast forward. We gonna get there. We gonna get there. Let's dial it back. Let's dial it back.
Here you go, man.
Let's dial it back.
I got you.
Let's dial it back.
I got you.
So you finish now, and you end up at Cortland.
Yes.
So you now are an assistant coach at Cortland.
Yes.
How was that experience? Because obviously you made the decision to say, all right, I'm gonna go this route. I'm not gonna chase the dream. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go this unconventional route per se, right? I mean, for myself, not for anybody else, but for you wanted the ball, but you went this way. That first experience at Cortland, like, what was it like knowing that you're sitting there and you're not checking into the game? You have to speak to other kids. You got to try to motivate them to get to the goal. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, you can't physically go out there anymore and help your team. You have to motivate these kids to do so.
Right. That's probably one of the biggest adjustments, because I could still play at the time, and I would
still a young man. Yeah.
I would still play,
Right.
and part of me was like, okay, I'm gonna still get ready as if I'm gonna go overseas, and then I shut it down again,
Right.
because I was going through some type of withdrawal.
You was going too hard.
I was practicing, and when the players weren't practicing, I was practicing as if I'm looking to get a deal.
Wow.
Myself, and then I said, nah. I had to reel myself back in.
That's crazy.
I said, no, you're not gonna. No.
So when you going through the process, you go ahead, you working out, you shooting 5,000 jump shots or whatever it is. Like, when did you realize, like, yo, I'm bucking right now? Like, I need to scale it back a little bit, because I'm not that guy anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, that had to be tough, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you, son.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could have been able to do that.
Yeah, it happened literally when I was when I spoke to my coach Spanbauer, who's a legendary coach at Cortland. He's still there, and we had a heart-to-heart in regard to that. And you know, he knew I can still play, and I know I can still play. But then he told me, you have to decide what the end game is.
Right.
And I told him exactly my story in terms of what my thought processes was. And he said, that's the right way of thinking. Obtain this master's degree that you're in right now, because I was working on my master's as well.
Right.
Do that, and make sure you stay connected and stay relevant to the athletic department at Cortland. And you don't have to let basketball define you.
Right.
And he says you can be a really good coach.
Right. Right.
He said that to me. He fed me that motivation. At that time, you know, I couldn't see it. You don't see it when you're 23 years old.
You definitely don't see that, especially they're telling you that you can be this. Yeah, you telling me that? Like I didn't even start yet. You telling me that I can be a great. You know what I mean? So it always takes somebody outside to be able to kind of
reel
give
you
that
in.
path.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you can't see that vision for yourself.
No, I did not see it. And also my college coach, when I sat on that ground, he told me the same exact thing, because I was the type of player. I was feisty. I fought almost everybody on my team. Literally. In college, I fought almost everybody, because
so it was more like I need you to put in the same work that I'm putting in.
Yeah, or sometimes if I wasn't doing what I'm supposed to do, they checked me, and I loved it that way.
Right.
The accountability aspect, I loved it that way. So I got to the point where with Coach Span, he said, listen, give this a try. Because when I first started coaching, I was like, it's kind of halfway in. He's like, give this a try. I need you to try this. Fully commit to this. And because I would still play with the players in Portland. And because I graduated from Potsdam, but the same league, so some of the guys saw me. They knew who I was already. So, but it was I gave it a try, and that was the best thing I could have done. Like, really started working on that craft, man. And that's kind of all she wrote.
Yeah,
you know,
definitely. And then you end up at Adelphi, right?
Yeah, the Division II ranks.
End up at Adelphi, Division II ranks. So now you got some coaching under your belt now. Going to Adelphi, do you feel a little bit more comfortable in regards to your role now, or are you still trying to find it in regards to, like, what is going to be my approach in regards to, like, what type of coach am I going to be? Am I going to be that player's coach? Am I going to be the guy that tries to hold people accountable? Like, were you still trying to find it at that point?
No, you know what, man? I build real authentic relationships with my guys. Yeah. Even at Cortland. At Cortland, I always had a niche of making sure guys felt comfortable with me.
Gotcha.
Sometimes as a head coach, you get a little bit disconnected. Right. Where players don't want to tell you or open up to you as much. Right. And as an assistant, it's always about reinforcing program philosophies. And it's always, you're the bridge between the head coach and the players. So you kind of funnel information based off what you get from the players. Right. Because that's what helps the head coach do his job. Right. And I was always good at that, even from the beginning of when I started coaching, because I understood it was all about relationships. And you don't want to be in an environment where your players don't talk to you.
Right.
And you don't want to be in an environment where they always talking to you.
Right. You want to be somewhere in the middle.
You have to be somewhere in the middle. You have to find that balance. And I think as an assistant coach at an early age, I always had an innate feel for that.
Got you.
Just bridging the gap.
That's what's up. Yeah, that's cool, man. And that's the thing too. Like, you know, players, they have to feel like they can trust you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Indeed.
Because a lot of these kids are coming from broken homes. You know, they don't have that mentorship in their life.
Yeah.
They're looking for you to be that for them, and if they don't have that connection with you, it's hard for these kids to open up.
No,
so I'm sure like the fact that you understood that coming from a single parent household, like you can be able to relate to a lot of these kids, especially, you know, growing up in Queens, like, you know how that is. So
right.
You know what I'm saying? That definitely gave you a springboard
for sure
to be able to relate.
Yeah, I feel personally, I feel like I can relate to anyone.
Word.
Whether you come from a single family or you can be rich,
right,
or, you know, have a wealthy background.
Right.
I feel I can relate to everybody because there's always some type of commonality if you take that personal interest into someone.
Facts.
You can always find something.
Facts.
Whether it's entertainment, whether it's leisure, you can always find something to bridge the gap and forge a good connection. So I always felt I had an innate feel to do that.
So how long were you at Adelphi for?
I was at Adelphi for 2 years.
2 years.
And Cortland for 2 years. But I took a leap of faith leaving Adelphi.
Yeah, okay.
I did because as I was a player, I always dreamt of going Division I.
Right.
And I left Adelphi.
And that's when we get to
St. Peter's. Yeah, right. St. Peter's had an opportunity where you know, where I can jump on board, but I wouldn't be compensated my first couple years. So
oof.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah.
My man.
Mm-hmm.
So you definitely dove off a bridge. Like,
man, listen, eyes closed. Man, eyes closed.
With no life vest.
No life vest.
You just went in there.
No life vest.
That's crazy, man. So like, take me through that process though, because obviously you said that you always wanted to coach at D1 level. Like, that's what every coach aspires for, especially, you know, in the college ranks. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to be there because that's where you get the most notoriety. So like, the opportunity's there, but there's no check.
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, I have this opportunity, but how am I gonna eat?
Yeah,
it was like take me through that, bro. That's crazy.
Well, you know, West Indian,
right?
So I came home and I told my mom, and my mom was like excited.
Right.
She was like, yeah. How much? It was one of those like. So that's the caveat, Mom. I'm not going to get paid. And thing with her is like, why? Like,
right.
They don't understand.
They can't understand that. Yeah.
They don't understand the business. Because she's a hardworking woman. She
worked.
She
earned check.
She earned
you
a check.
I mean? Yeah. She can't see her son busting his ass, doing all of these things that you got to do, and you walk home.
Yeah, with
a jelly donut. You know what I mean? Like, this is.
Yeah, it was actually when I broke it down to her, she actually sat down and cried because she know what I've been going through in terms of pain and having to trying to find my way.
Right.
Because I decided to go back to school and you know, she cried about it. We prayed on it. And it was one of those things where I said, okay, we'll figure it out. I had an aunt. My aunt lives in East Brunswick, which is in Jersey, but it's south. It's probably about 45 minutes south.
Right.
I just told her I'd figure it out. So when I decided to do it, you know, it was one of those things. It was extremely difficult, but you know, I spent probably about 80% of my time living in the locker room, in my car majority of the time. But you know what, man? It was one of those things where I had to do it.
Right.
Because I wasn't a Division I player. I didn't come from a big time coaching Ackerman or Big Tree.
Big Tree, right.
So it was something that I had to prove that I can do it, and I had to prove my worth.
You had to earn your key.
I had to earn my key. And look, man, I'm appreciative of my head coach at the time, John Dunn, who provided that opportunity for
Shouts
me.
To John Dunn,
you
definitely.
know, like he didn't have to.
Word.
You know, he said, all right, cool. Your strengths, you gonna bring your strengths, and I'm gonna help you with basketball. we put it together, and it was an 8-year relationship. So, helped him get another job in the same league. Been through 3 contract extensions. I think I did my job.
Right.
But going through that time, going through that stretch, and then obviously no money. A man, I'm thinking I'm a man at the time. I couldn't help anybody, family, friends. I couldn't take my wife now on a date.
Pride and ego.
I held that from her, by the way. I held it from her.
So you eventually told her, right?
I told her my second year because everything was just going bad.
Right.
So I told her my second year, and then she was just like, "Why didn't you ever tell me?"
Right.
Because I felt bad.
It's a pride thing.
It definitely was a pride thing. But yeah, so we persevered through that 2 years. But before that all happened, my family, my stepfather got sick, caught a stroke. When I tell you, when things could have gone wrong, things gone wrong.
Just went completely wrong.
Man, my car broke on the driving home from Jersey.
Oh man.
It broke on the Verrazano.
Ooh.
Yeah, like it was like it be ready to pour.
I know exactly.
Yeah,
son.
But we figured it all out, man.
Yeah.
But then my family, my mom and stepfather moved to Florida, so no family in New York anymore. So I couldn't claim Queens as much. But we figured it out. We persevered. I ended up making it through those 2 years, and through some friends and advocates, and I made it. Made it out.
And I'm sure it definitely hardened you. Like it made you prepare for whatever was coming next, because
without a doubt,
if you say you think of yourself, if I can make it through this stretch here, I'm good after this.
Good.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm good.
Like the worst is over. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
I thought so, man.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah, it was a rough 2 years, but balancing having to learn the game the way Coach Dunn wants it.
Yeah.
Having to figure out my life after I left work.
Right.
If I ever left work. There are times I would stay there all fake as if I'm going home and come back. Because I had nowhere really to go. And my aunt had her things going on as well, and but we figured it out, and I wanted to coach so bad.
Right.
I wanted to prove people wrong so bad. It drove me. It drove me, and I'm still driven.
Word.
So we're riding it to the top.
That's what's up, man. So, so you say you stayed 8 years at St. Peter's?
No, so I did 5 years at St. Peter's with Coach Dunn.
5 years.
Then I was fortunate enough to he took the job in the same league.
Okay.
At Marist, which is a totally different type of institution than St. Peter's. Then I went with him there to Marist for 3 years.
Okay, so Marist. So how was the experience at Marist? Because obviously it's night and day from St. Peter's.
Yeah, you know what? Marist and St. Peter's are definitely polar opposites.
Yeah.
But what I learned at Marist was that I learned how to use. I felt I felt the abundance of resources that we had. It's a very nice place. The education is top notch.
Right.
And I was recruiting a different kid.
Right.
Like literally a different kid, more of a middle class. Yep. Didn't matter white, black, any type of student athlete, but it was just it was more of a family atmosphere.
Different dynamics
all around. And I thought that's very important for my career as well,
because it gives you a wider range of how to recruit.
Yeah, I mean, I am one of the best recruiters in the country, and not just because of that I've
talk that talk, boy. Talk that talk, man. Listen, talk that talk. You one of the best recruiters in the country. That's it.
Well, I'm one of the best coaches in the country, best recruiters in the country, because of my ability to to relate, my ability to be immersed in the culture, whether it's here, there, middle class, single. I can talk to an array of people. And
you
I
got to get the gap, I'll tell you that.
This guy. This guy. My wife wouldn't tell me that. But I it was definitely a different experience, and like I said, I'm very appreciative of John Dunn for taking me with him to Marist, and that program.
You earn his respect, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I appreciate it.
Definitely earn his respect, man. Like he saw the progression in you. He saw that you wanted it, and that's just like him. He's like, listen, man, I'm not doing you a favor. You doing me a favor, man. Like you one of the top recruiters in the country. I need you, man. Like, if I'm going here, you gotta come. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? Like that's the work that you put in, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like
sure.
that's what's up.
Thank you, man.
3 years in Marist. Now,
oh yeah,
you get the call.
I get the call.
Now, if anybody don't know what the call is, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Speedy Claxton, head coach at Hofstra, alumni, calls my man Serge. The call, like, take me through that. I want to know where you was at. I want to know what you was eating. I want to know what you was probably watching. Like, what was going on at that time, man?
Oh, man. It was, I think it might have been a Wednesday night. Might have been a Wednesday night. Speedy and I had always had a really good relationship.
Shout out to Speedy.
Always had a good relationship, but it was like a Wednesday night. And if anybody knows Speedy, man, not a man of many words, but his words, like, he gets straight to the point. He doesn't hesitate too much. It's just like, yo, let's go. Right? I was like, where we going?
Right. we going to Applebee's? We going to Chipotle? Where we going?
It's just like, let's go, man. Like, I want you. Let's, we got to get rocking and rolling. Ooh. And I was like, cool, man. We got to talk some numbers, baby. Nah, but we talked. It's kind of one of those moments like, all right, let's go. Like, I'm ready. You know, I've been ready to, you know, I've had a couple opportunities to go other places, but, you know, like I said, everything worked out just the way I calculated move.
Right.
You know, but when I spoke with Speedy that night, it was very simple, straight to the point.
Right.
And plus, man, NBA champion,
right?
Hofstra legend, one of the best premium mid-majors in the country.
Facts.
Thought it was almost
up-and-coming program.
It was a no-brainer.
Right.
And then we started right away. We bought in dudes right away.
Right.
And it's just like the conversations with transfers from higher levels is a lot easier.
Right.
Just like, hey, man, what's going on? Oh, what's up, son? Who your head coach? Speedy Claxton. Oh, I'm coming. That's right, brother.
Yeah,
like, let's do it.
So you know, you don't even have to use your gift of gab all the way because that's the selling point already. But once you put your work in, once you put your abilities in regards to recruiting, it's a different stage now.
I mean, Speedy Claxton is Speedy Claxton.
Yeah.
He sells himself, but
Facts.
where I sell myself is just the everyday hustle, everyday grind.
Right.
Like, we want parents to know that when you bring your young men and you entrusting them with us, they're gonna get everything. We're gonna pour into them.
Facts.
Everything's gonna be holistically done.
Right.
We're gonna make sure that they become better men. Not just basketball players. Yes, basketball players. We want them to get better. We want them to improve.
Better overall.
Yeah, man. But like, here's the story. At the end of the day, Speedy lived the American dream.
Right.
NBA, came from Hempstead, the slums of Hempstead, blah, blah, blah. Me, I lived the American dream from another section, from another lens. Division III athlete, then played Division I, worked his way up from Division III to the one. So it's a different lens. And now, not everyone's going to make it to the NBA. So my thing is, for me, from my perspective, is if it doesn't work out, you're going to be okay because you're going to have a great education and you're going to have a great experience, and we're going to pour into you holistically, and everything's going to be all right whether you play overseas or not.
I ain't going to lie to you, man. If I was one of those kids on that couch, I'd be like, I'm going to Hofstra. Just off that speech right there. Like, you had me sold just now.
All right, we had you at
that was crazy, son. Yo, I felt like I had to write, like, what do I sign? Like, it was crazy. But it's true though. So, like, is that definitely a part of the selling pitch? Like, listen, I can't promise you that you're gonna make it to the league, but I can promise you that you're gonna be a better person coming out of here than when you came in.
Well, nah, we want guys to make it to the league.
Okay.
I think Coach Claxton has the blueprint. If you're looking at where we had, like, everyone could say, hey, we got NBA guys. Typically, it's all the high majors that have NBA guys for the most part.
Right.
But now, as you can see, what true mid majors are pumping out NBA guys.
It's true.
I can honestly say Hofstra has been one of them. 2011, Charles Jenkins, Queens kid.
Yes, sir.
2000, Speedy Claxton himself, and then 2019, Justin Wright Foreman.
Right.
So
So the pipeline is there.
There's a pipeline, and then if you look at the roster, Hofstra has averaged 3 guys to play professionally every year from each team.
That's dope.
Either it's G League or if it's overseas.
Right.
So that's definitely a pedigree or strong program.
Right.
So
if you're a kid trying to look for a school, those things are important. If you're trying to get to the next level, you gotta look at stuff like that.
You have to.
It's important.
You have to. It's just everyone could talk about it, but now who's actually being about it?
Facts.
And that's where I think we separate ourselves.
Yeah.
And then I think the biggest deciding factor is former number 10, former NBA champion, Speedy Claxton, man.
Right. Now
he's awesome.
Here's the other thing. Now we got some new NCAA rules that came down now in regards to recruiting. The NIL, this new realm that we're in, is that something that is tied into your recruiting now?
Well, that's something that we've talked about the other day. I think it has to be incorporated into some type of into our recruiting. Definitely. And if kids, obviously we figure out the other dynamics as it relates to that, but if student athletes have opportunities to get to benefit themselves, we're all for it. Right. Because we understand what our product is, and that's Hofstra basketball. Right. But if you can improve yourself within the confines of what Hofstra basketball is doing, bring it on. Yeah. Come on down.
Absolutely.
But we have to make sure we dot our I's, cross our T's, and then if the shoe fits, then we'll incorporate it to what we're doing. Okay. As well. So
I like that.
I think it's a necessary evil, because I've seen kids. I don't want to bring in specific examples, but I think that if a student athlete comes up with a great idea, I think they should be compensated for it. But that's just my personal.
That's your personal opinion. Yeah.
Yeah, because I know what it's like to be on the Division III side and not make any money.
Exactly.
And no one have to pay for education.
Right.
And by the way, I'm still in debt.
Right.
So if I had a little business on the side at the time, even though we don't generate as much,
it would have helped.
It could potentially help. So that's just my stand on it.
I'm with you, man. Like I feel that kids are supposed to be able to make something if they can. You know what I'm saying? Like every kid is not gonna have the big opportunities that the high level kids are gonna have. Right. But you still should be able to pursue some type of monetization for yourself. You know what I'm saying? So
without a doubt.
I like the fact that the NCAA is not giving these kids a check. They are these kids are able to seek it elsewhere, seek it outside. So it takes them out of it, because everybody's always had issues in regards to how the NCAA does things, right? In regards to how strict they are in certain things. So this kind of takes them out of it, that power that they had out of it. You know what I'm saying? So I think it could definitely be, like you said, a good working relationship in regards to going forward.
I do. I think by them doing this, it opens up opportunities. But obviously there's always going to be some type of loopholes and things of that nature. But I do agree. I do enjoy the fact that these kids can be compensated. But now we take it to a bigger end of things. As a young student athlete, you have to make sure you're accountable, because now literacy, taxes,
very important.
Making sure that you're saving.
Right.
I think it has to be incorporated with that as well.
Right. So I guess
literacy classes in terms of taxation.
Absolutely.
Accounting. I think that needs to be placed a lot more emphasis on that as well, because we're making our money. We have a business.
How do we spend it?
Yeah. How do we invest? How do we spend it? But also making sure Uncle Sam gets his cut as well. Right. So I think that's a big part of it as well too. So I think we're opening up a lot of doors and a lot of opportunities, but with opportunities comes some risk.
Definitely.
And we have to make sure that these young men and women are not putting themselves in debt as well.
No, you're right. You're 100% right. Like, there has to be some programs in place to prepare these kids for what's ahead.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, okay, yes, money can be available to you, be able to pursue certain things, but are you prepared? Are you ready for that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, being broke and then having a chance to have some money overnight.
Yeah.
Yo, that's a crazy change. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's something that should definitely be in the NCAA's like agenda. You know what I'm saying? Like that has to be something that maybe it's a requirement that they have to have. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In regards to, like, you know, graduating and stuff like that, because they have to be educated, man. Really
I do. I mean, I would hope there's some type of a they implement some type of a taxation course for them.
Yep.
To make sure that they're paying their taxes.
Right.
That's another way to accrue some debt.
Yeah.
If you don't take care of your taxes.
Yep. And the other thing too, like, you know, for kids that are coming out, like kids that are growing up playing ball and going through the process of trying to figure out who they are as athletes, it's very important that these kids realize that, yo, getting a scholarship to a D1 school, yo, that's success. That's an achievement.
Oh yeah.
When I was growing up, it was always, yes, you gotta go get the D1 scholarship, but nobody thought about it as a success. It was always just a stepping stone to something else. Rather than people actually getting in and say, yo,
I'm debt free.
I'm debt free. Like I can go to a big major school and not have to pay nothing.
I
know.
know.
You know what I'm saying? Like I can get a full
truth.
education, walk out of here with a bachelor's or whatever it is, and I ain't paid nothing.
It's the truth.
That's success. You know what I'm
Indeed.
saying? And that, I think that needs to be like put out there more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Especially for these kids that are in the inner cities. Like, they gotta understand that that's a level of success. Even if you don't make it to the league, even if you don't go overseas, that scholarship did a lot for you and your family.
Yeah.
So that's making it. You know what I'm saying?
See, it's funny because as I progress, I define success personally as, and you might not understand, I define success as just simply just self-actualization.
Yeah.
Like, I learned so much about myself.
Right.
I've learned so much about how to maneuver around things, how to deal with life.
Right.
And to be in a position that I'm in right now, I'm success.
Right.
In my own realm. Like,
exactly.
I'm success. So realizing self-actualization, realizing, okay, this is the position that I'm in, and I've put myself in that situation, living in poverty, things of that nature. Like, success.
Yeah.
I'm success.
Yeah.
I'm a walking proof of success
Right.
in my own realm.
You are an example that other kids can be able to follow.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, they don't have to be the next LeBron James. They could be the next Serge Clement.
Yeah, I don't know about Serge, but
Yeah.
You can't barely spell my name sometimes. But, but yeah, I mean, yeah, like, that's how I define success.
Yeah,
just,
man.
Just the route and the route and the road to self-actualization.
Right.
Like, you have to be able to navigate. You have to be able to go through things to realize who you are. And then once you realize who you are, then that's when you do get some success.
Nah, definitely, man. Definitely. Listen, you've been down the road, man, and you got more to do. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm very proud of you.
Nah,
you know
thank you, man. Thank you.
And I'm gonna be at the Hofstra games acting a fool.
Please do.
Just tell Speedy I'm wild. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just tell him off the jump. Like, that's my man. Don't worry about him. He's he's a little off, but he means well. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, you good, man. Or you guys got tickets, man. So anytime.
Listen, man. Let's get into some hoops though.
Yeah.
Let's get into some hoops
Let's
though.
do
Man.
it.
Yeah, I know you don't watch a lot of hoops because you're a busy man.
I haven't watched TV in a while, brother.
But you see what's going on here, man. You see what's going on in regards to the playoffs. Like,
yeah.
How do you feel about the Phoenix Suns and Chris Paul's journey? Like, does that feel like like a crazy story to you? Because like he's been through so many ups and downs in his playoff career.
Yeah.
And in a he gets here, and this is the team that gets him to the NBA Finals. It's not the New Orleans the Hornets that he was on. It wasn't Lob City with the Clippers. It wasn't the Houston Rockets. It's this team. Like that to me, it's probably the greatest story.
Oh yeah.
I've kind of like seen in a long time. Like his road to where he's at is bar none, man.
Yeah, you know, Chris Paul, by the way, is one of Speed Class's closest friends.
Shouts to him. Definitely.
But I respect CP3 because he's old school, man. Yeah. He did it his way.
Right.
And he kept persevering. Like his road to success, and then like he's realizing like, wow, I'm doing this.
Yeah, yeah.
And he never wavered.
Nope.
So you know, I have the utmost respect for him and his hustle and his grind, but the way he did it is the way that you would want kids to see.
Right. That don't give up.
That don't give up.
Yeah.
He's 5. He's not 5, but he's probably like 6'1".
He about 5'11". Chris Paul ain't no 6'1". No way. No way. No way.
He might be 6'2".
No way. No way.
You don't think so?
Nah. Maybe with flat, you know, with high top shoes on or something. He got some platforms.
Some stilettos.
Yeah, son. He's small, man. He's a small guy.
All right.
But which makes it even better.
Which makes it even better, man. And to be doing what he's doing at this age, he's considered a dinosaur.
Facts.
But you got to give you got to tip your hat off to him.
Yeah, man. Got
you have to.
And listen, I gotta spin my narrative now.
Here you go, man.
I gotta spin my narrative. Right?
Shoot.
So he was on the Clippers, right? He built the Clippers. Like he resurrected that dead franchise, right? They were dead before Chris Paul. Right?
Were they?
They were dead. They in the basement. They still in the basement right now, but they was really in the basement, right? So he gets traded there. Mm-hmm. He resurrected the franchise. They Lob City. They fancy. They doing all their thing, right? They never get to a Western Conference Finals, but they was good.
Right.
And the fans never really appreciated Chris Paul like that, especially at the end because he was always hurt, right? So he ends up leaving. Nobody cares, right? They thought that he was the problem. Oh, was Chris Paul? He was the issue. Blake Griffin, DeAndre, like that. They was cool, but Chris Paul was the issue. They had to get him out of town.
Yeah.
He comes back to Staples, right? And puts 41 in that building on them. That is poetic justice.
Indeed.
You know what I'm saying? He's like, yo, y'all didn't want me. Y'all thought I was washed. I'm coming here. I'm giving you this 40 piece.
Give you this 40
and I'm sending y'all back to the basement. I loved it.
I think Chris Paul he's gonna go down as one of the best point guards.
Where do you have him?
I got him in point guard as it relates to point guards.
If you have him in the top 5, we're gonna fight tonight.
Why not? What? Why is he not in the top 5? Why is he not in the top 5?
I could name 5 point guards off the top of my head right now that's better than Chris Paul.
Now, we on camera, man?
Yeah.
Like
see, y'all see, this is
who's your top 5?
What's wrong with y'all?
Who's your top 5?
Prisoners of the moment. Y'all all prisoners of the moment.
Who's your top 5?
All right, you got Magic, right?
Magic, okay. Turnover.
You got J Kidd.
J Kidd, yeah, okay. Who else?
Listen,
if you say Steph Curry, shut the mouth.
Nah, I'm not. Listen, I didn't even say that yet. You putting words in my mouth.
Okay.
I'll put John Stockton over him.
Okay. I give Stockton 40, but okay.
Stockton was underrated.
And then Chris Paul's in your top 5?
No.
So who's the 4? Who's 4?
I got Isaiah Thomas.
And then who's 5?
I gotta think about 5. Hold on.
It's Chris Paul.
No, he's not in there.
It's Chris Paul is the top 5 point guard in NBA history.
He's not in there.
Wow.
Give me Mark Jackson.
Wow.
Give me Mark Jackson. I'm gonna give Mark Jackson.
Wow.
I'm gonna give Mark Jackson.
Mark Jackson.
Yep.
Over Chris Paul.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
Debate me. What's up?
No, you can't put Mark Jackson.
Why not?
Chris Paul. Mark Jackson ain't never make it out of. Did he win?
What you mean? He got to a final.
Yeah, to the final.
See, you over here throwing shade, man. Don't.
Nah, I think Chris Paul is definitely top 5.
Nah, listen, he's top 10. I would give him top 10.
You can't even name 10 point guards.
What you mean? Give me Dame.
All right, in this current NBA climate, who's the top 5 point guard?
Give me Dame.
You're not answering the question. This NBA climate, who's the top 5 point guard?
Well, right now in the NBA.
Yes.
You got Steph, right?
Is he classified as a point guard?
Yeah, he's a hybrid.
Okay.
He's a hybrid.
Steph.
So you Steph.
Okay.
You got Dame.
He's a point guard too?
Yeah, he's a point guard. So you over here reclassifying people like you moving the goalposts.
Maybe I watch too much college. Because
you moving the goalposts,
he shoots a hell of a lot. But anyway, go ahead.
He ain't got nobody else to shoot.
All right, yeah, that's not true.
Who else he got to shoot?
Well, he ain't got time to pass it because once he step over half court, he's shooting it. Like, what do you mean?
The coach want him to do that.
No,
that's in the game plan.
No, he's on his Dame time. He's on his.
Listen, if he had LeBron, he'd pass it.
DAMN time.
Listen. Dame. All right, you got Trey, right? Put Trey in there.
Trey, nah, he don't deserve.
So
to
Trey
be
not
there.
top 5 yet.
Not yet.
What about John Morant?
Not yet.
What about Russ?
Russ
not in the top 5.
He's a glorified 2 guard.
What about Kyrie?
I love Russ though. Kyrie's the top 5.
Okay.
Top 5. And then CP3 is definitely in there.
You gotta put Luka in there. Luka point guard.
Luka what?
Luka point guard.
He's not no point guard.
Harden a point guard.
I can't, man. I can't do this right now. Harden? No, we can't.
No. Listen, I'm trolling. See, Chris Paul. All right. Me personally, I have him outside of my top 5, but he's up there. Like historically, he's definitely up there. You know what I'm saying? So shouts to Chris Paul.
Yeah.
I love Chris Paul, man. You know, see my homies, they call me BJ3. Like I don't like it. I don't like the name.
BJ3.
I don't like the name.
I like it.
Nah, don't use that. Don't use that. Don't use that.
I gotta change my phone.
Nah, don't use that. Don't use that.
BJ3.
Don't use that. Don't use that.
I do like that.
But shouts to Chris Paul, man. I hope that they win the championship. Like I had the Bucks winning the title, but I would be happy if they won.
Yeah, because he didn't go with any super team.
Right. What's wrong with the super team? Don't throw shade.
No, I'm throwing shade. All shade.
Why?
Because like
they've been super teams since the 80s. What you doing? So don't do that.
Since the 80s, we weren't born.
Don't matter.
We were just born.
Don't matter. Son, it's basketball.
Hey, nah, no super team, man. Chris Paul didn't do it with a super team. He did it because he got traded, and then they drafted the right way. I'm old school, bro.
You can't be old school and not like super teams.
So what's the old school super team?
The Lakers, the Celtics.
They ain't get paid. Them dudes ain't get paid. So
What you mean they get paid?
Them dudes ain't get no
They wasn't
bread.
playing for no scraps, man. They was making money.
These dudes was getting allegiance playing cards deals, man. The deals were like 50,000.
Yo, man, you throwing
for the
shade.
whole roster,
Bro, they was getting veterans on vet men's and it was going there, son.
Man,
come on, bro. The Celtics got Bill Walton for nothing.
They had exactly because they made nothing.
The super team.
They even had McDavid knee pads, bro. They just had white or black knee pads.
They had them thick ass crew socks.
You got me rolling, man. You got me rolling.
All right, so what are your thoughts on the Bucks and the Hawks? Because they're gonna play tonight. Like, what do you think? The fact that both stars are out, Game 6. Like, what are your thoughts? Like, who do you think has the upper hand?
I think the Hawks got the upper hand.
Because they're home, right?
They're home.
Yeah.
And I think the NBA is washed after this finals.
Yeah.
The finals is not going to be very good because there's no superstar, really.
Right.
It's only going to be Devin Booker. The West is going to have theirs, but the East is not going to have theirs.
Yeah.
So I think this NBA finals is not very good because it's not it won't be an actual superstar. I just didn't like the whole format, but that's just my whole.
What do you mean? What you mean
the
about
whole playoffs and the playing game stuff?
So you're not a fan of the playing game?
Nah, I'd rather see Steph and LeBron still in it.
I feel you. But Braun was tight. Braun was tight about the whole thing.
Yeah, I'd rather see them in it, to be honest with you. But that's above my pay grade, so we're gonna keep it there. But I mean, you know what, man? I think Atlanta will win it because of shooting.
Yeah,
we'll win that series because of shooting. And it always comes down to shooting, playmakers.
Right.
I think they have more than in my opinion, in the Bucks. But
Right.
really haven't watched a lot of NBA basketball.
Right. Now you
Just
you a busy man, man. You got no time to be watching.
You know what? I'm trying, but I watch it from afar though.
Yeah,
Watch it from afar, but I think Atlanta would get it.
Gotcha.
And I can't stand Giannis's game, but
Yo, listen,
but
don't get me
I
started.
like him though. I like him.
Yeah, I like him, but he need to stop shooting threes.
Man,
bro.
he stopped. Well, he needs to get another trainer.
But
skills trainer.
But he's Giannis though. Like, what trainer is gonna say, "Nah, you can't do that"?
A trainer that really cares.
He cares about his bag though. If I'm a trainer, I care about my bag. I'm like, yeah, Giannis, go ahead, man. We gonna work on this three here. I know he's not gonna make it.
Yeah, but I remember Barkley made a point. It might not have been Barkley. Somebody on NBA TV said, like, Giannis is like, he's possessed in terms of like his work ethic.
Yeah,
he can shoot an air ball, but then come back and dunk on you.
right.
You know,
I think that's what he has to learn. Like he's still young enough to understand that there's room to improve.
Yes.
You understand what I'm
Yes.
saying? Because like as he gets to 26, 27, 28, it's not gonna that athleticism will go away at some point.
Right.
He's gonna have to develop another skill.
Longevity.
Like I was saying to my boys the other day, like he needs to develop like a step back fadeaway, like a
mid post game
hook shot. You know what I'm saying? Something over your right shoulder, like something like that.
Yeah,
like
agreed.
if he can be able to do that, he can really be able to extend his career and start to really put some skills together.
Right.
But for right now, it's just first off, he has no moves.
Yeah.
He got his dribble. He got the wackest dribble I've seen.
It's pretty
for a
bad.
star. It's bad, right?
It's pretty bad.
When you got dudes like Al Horford cutting you off because you ain't got no moves.
Yeah.
You gotta upgrade. You know what I'm saying?
It's pretty bad.
So I guess to what you were saying, like the trainer, he needs another trainer.
He needs
you know
another
what I'm saying?
trainer. But
Yeah.
you know, I'm not saying. But don't shoot the messenger after I say this. When you think about like Vince Carter's maturation, like
Right. Dunker, to shooter.
dunker, and then as he got older, he realized he can't dunk on everybody, and he develops a shooting. That's what kept him in the league.
But see, the thing
this
is,
long.
the difference between him and Giannis is that Vince came from the old school.
Right.
And that was predicated with old school players. Like
Right.
those old school players, they came into the league one way, and by the time they left,
They came
were
out
a
another
completely
way.
different way.
Well, he's
like
gonna-
a lot of these players now, if you realize, like shouts to Russ, but Russ came in the league playing one way, and he continues to play that way.
Right.
He has not realized that it's time to kind of dial it back a little
Dial it
bit,
back, yeah.
and learn to do something else.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like he just knows 1,000 miles an hour. That's how I play. That's how I'm going to continue to play.
Well, he's putting a lot of years in.
Yeah.
Already. He's vested. So my thing with these guys now is just being able to adjust. Like the way the game is playing now, everyone's young.
Right.
Like guys are getting in the league at 20 years old.
Yeah. They babies, man.
They're babies.
Yeah.
And to see how they grow. This whole NBA is based on projection. We think he's gonna be good because he's got long arms,
Right.
long legs. He runs,
Got a
jumps.
40-inch vert.
Right, 40-inch. But like the longevity of it, that's what it shows you. It's a true business.
Right.
Because if you don't succeed, it's on to the next one.
Facts.
So Giannis, he's rich, he's wealthy, he's got all the the compensation that he needs for him and his family, but he's got to develop that. He's got to develop,
Yeah. Yeah.
or else he becomes a one-trick pony.
Yep. And once you become a one-trick pony and the book is out, like the word is out, it's a wrap for you.
It's over.
It's a wrap for you.
It's
You know what I'm
over.
saying? So
But I don't know if it's gonna be soon. It could be in the next couple years. But like every team in the regular season, you might be able to score 60, 70, 80. But the defensive scheme, it gets ramped up in the playoffs.
and that's why guys like James Harden, they can't translate to the playoffs
Struggles.
because the game is refereed differently. It's
Without a
coached
doubt.
differently. Like everything is different about the playoffs, and if you can't adjust, you're gonna fall by the wayside. Like the new rules. They're no longer gonna allow people to just run into you anymore and get fouled.
Yeah,
So
the trade
how
rule.
is he going to adapt to that after doing it for the last decade?
Yeah. I don't think Harden's gonna win a championship unless he's with KD.
I think he stays in Brooklyn, honestly.
Yeah, 'cause
like
KD's just
he's looking at the situation. if he can be able to hit the open market after next season and probably go get another bag because he's James Harden. But in regards to his legacy, he'll never be a number one and win anywhere.
No.
Because his game is not a number one game.
It's so bad.
You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, like as a basketball player growing up, he breaks all the rules in regards to
there's no rules,
how does it make sense that what he's doing.
14 dribbles before
you know what I'm
shot.
saying? Like anything a coach tells you to not do, he does.
Takes 14 dribbles before a shot, bro. I'm fighting him. And then miss.
Listen,
but he makes it most.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like if I'm a teammate of James Harden, right, and you go out there, you get 65 points, and we lose the game by 20, and I only have 4 shots, I'm not even talking to you. I'm just swinging. We get to the locker room, we're just swinging, like because like that don't make no sense, man. That make no sense.
Yeah, but
so
it'll be interesting to see how long he continues to play that way.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
But in the reality of it, though, like the way Kyrie plays and the way KD's fine because he's in isolation and
he can be able to move without the ball as well.
But like the way they play, it's non-traditional because everyone always preaches move the ball, get guys touches.
They need the ball. Yeah.
They all need the ball.
Right.
So it's gonna be interesting to see if they can win, but. They're just so talented, so you never know.
Exactly, and that's what they relied on this year was just the sheer talent. Like they didn't play together a lot, but it's the fact that if you got 2 of them, they're better than any duo in the league.
Yes,
if you got 3 of them, they're the best trio in the league. So like you know what I mean, like that, just off of that alone.
Yeah.
But see the problem is that, and this is why, to your point, super teams have there's a negative aspect of that because. Yes. If you get 3 guys that are making that much money, the rest of your team ain't gonna be that good.
Not very good.
You know what I'm saying?
Not
and
very
we
good.
saw that in the playoffs that guys like Joe Harris, like, as good as Joe Harris is as a 3-point shooter, that shot went away.
Right.
They're role players. They weren't there.
Right.
So that's gonna be their problem going forward. Finding guys to be able to fill those roles.
Well, but that's what they want though, because at the end of the day, the NBA is you're only gonna have but so many guys that want to shoot the ball.
That's facts.
So you got to align your team a certain way, and you got 3 guys that's always going to shoot.
Right.
You got to get a guy that can shoot the ball off a drive and kick.
You got to get a rebounder.
Got to get a rebounder. Got to get shot. There's pieces that they're trying to put together, and they're all trying to do it within the confines of the cap.
Right. Right.
So it all ends up being how they want to construct that team.
Listen, I don't know how they maneuver in the cap. All of them making like $70 million. Like how they got any money left. I don't understand it.
Well, because our taxes are going up in New York.
So they cheating, man. They cheating.
Our taxes
Because when LeBron James and then was in Miami doing that, David Stern's like, I'm going to make sure that this never happens again.
No state tax.
You know what I mean? That this never happens again. Well, now we get this.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Every time LeBron James want to do something special, they always try to shut him down. I don't like that.
Well, rest in peace to the GOAT, Kobe, but he should have went to if they didn't veto the
Yo, don't talk about that. Don't talk about that. Listen,
forget about it. Chris Paul would have had a ring twice
I
already.
talk about it all the time. If it wasn't for David Stern, first off, there'd be no resurrection of the Clippers. They'd probably be in New Mexico right now. And the Lakers would have about four more titles. You understand what I'm saying? They'd be somewhere else, man.
They'd be in New Mexico.
They wouldn't be in LA. They wouldn't be getting a new arena. They'd be gone.
That's funny.
Crazy, man.
That's hilarious.
Don't mess with these Clippers. All right, man. So before we get out of here, I like to do my rapid fire, man.
Yeah, sure. Talk to me, man. Jay-Z voice. Talk to me, man.
I'm gonna spit out some names. I want you to know who's better than who. I ain't gonna debate you.
You are gonna debate me.
Nah, I'm not gonna debate you, son.
Right,
I'm not gonna debate you. Son.
I'll let you live.
If you jump out the window on some of them, maybe I have to step in.
All right, cool,
but,
cool.
For the most part, I ain't gonna say nothing.
Talk to me then. Talk to me.
Better defender. Draymond Green or Dennis Rodman?
Dennis Rodman.
He didn't even hesitate on that. I respect that.
Dennis Rodman. No way. There's no way.
I respect that. All right. Better defender. Kawhi Leonard or Scottie Pippen?
Ooh, Scotty.
You going Scotty?
Well, Scotty.
Shouts to Scotty for going nuclear too. Like he went nuts. Like Scotty was just like, I'm burning everything down.
Yeah. I mean, he saved MJ a little bit.
Yeah. Listen, I'm waiting for him to ether MJ. I'm waiting for that.
He ain't gonna do that.
He gonna do it in the book. He gonna do it in the book.
He's got an all-tail book coming out?
Yeah, that's why he wilding.
Oh, that's why he wilding? Let him answer.
Yes, sir. This is gonna be bad. All right, better pure point guard. Chris Paul, your man. Or,
Don't say Stockton.
Nah, I ain't gonna go there. Jason Kidd.
Ooh. He a big guard though. He a big guard. I like Chris Paul because he mixy too. He got some mix to him.
That's a good point. Jason Kidd ain't had no.
No,
he ain't had no bops like
he
that.
ain't no bops, but he was
just fast,
quick and deceptive, and had size. Jason Kidd was he was tough.
He was tough.
He was really tough.
He was Steve Nash before Steve, because Steve Nash won the back-to-back MVPs. Jason Kidd don't got none. He should have got one at least when he was in Jersey.
No, he was.
Remember back-to-back years they get to the finals. Jason Kidd gets no love.
I'm glad he got a ring though.
Facts.
I'm glad he got a ring.
Yeah.
And I'm glad, and he's at Dallas now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it comes full circle. Got drafted by Dallas, won a championship with Dallas,
and he'll be fired in 3 years.
Why you doing that, man?
Because you get hired to get fired.
That is true.
You know what I mean?
Is true. Especially with a young superstar that Luka got a little ego.
Yeah, so he may not like what he's doing or whatever, and hired to get fired, man.
Yeah, man, because he threw Jim Carrey under the bus.
Oh, Jim Carrey!
Shout out to my man Rick Carlisle.
No comment. I'm done. I'm not touching that. He's a hell of a coach.
Hell of a coach, man. Like he's gonna do well in Indiana.
He's in Indiana. Oh, he's good.
Man. So he went full circle too, because that's where he started his assistant coaching.
He sure did.
Yeah.
Well, everybody gets recycled in the NBA.
Of course, especially the I ain't gonna say
complexion for the protection.
Yeah, man. I call them the retreads.
Yeah, it's all good,
but,
man.
We ain't gonna go there. We ain't gonna go there right now.
Yeah, I like to see my guy at Boston get his shot. He got his shot.
Well, Udoka.
Yeah.
He's been a good. He's paid his dues for a while.
He's paid his dues for a while. I love to see him do well.
Yeah.
I love to see every coach, minority coach, do well.
Definitely. Yeah. All right, let's get back on topic.
Yes, sir.
Better shooter, Steph or Ray Allen?
You know what, man? I'm gonna go with Steph Curry. I think the way he shoots it is unreal.
Yeah.
He's always got the same balance.
Word. It don't make sense, honestly.
It's the flick of the wrist. He's always had it.
Yeah.
Even at Davidson, he always had the flick of the wrist.
Right.
Obviously, his father is a really good shooter as well.
Yep, Del Curry.
I just think he's just it's effortless, man. Like he's probably the best shooter of all time.
I would agree.
With the way he shoots it effortlessly, 50, 40, 90, easy. Forget it. I'm sorry, going on a tangent, but he's the best shooter I've ever seen in my life.
Facts. Better player. Ooh. Tracy McGrady.
Ooh.
Or Paul George.
Come on, man.
What's the answer?
This is like like Paul George is like a phony clone of Tracy McGrady.
That's why I said it.
Yeah, come on, man. T-Mac had to grow into that though.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't always like that.
Right.
He had to take the game seriously. At some point he did, and I wish he won the championship.
Yeah, I always compare Paul George a little bit to Tracy, because I think mentally they're the same sometimes. Like I think Tracy was a little fragile as a superstar, and he let things get to him a little bit. Like the pressure got to him in certain aspects. You know what I'm saying? I think that's why those Houston teams never got past a certain level.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But shouts to him, he's a great player.
He's a Hall of Fame player, man.
Legit.
He's legit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw you this one, and tell me if I'm wrong. Devin Booker, Brandon Roy clone.
I like that. I ain't gonna lie to you. I like that. Brandon Roy was tough.
Come on, nobody. I don't see anyone. I always, whenever I see Devin Booker, I see Brandon Roy.
Yeah, son. Like below the rim, like great footwork. mid-range bucket.
Am I off though?
Nah, it's
Like no one talks about Brandon. I know he got hurt, but like
yeah, he doesn't get his flowers that he deserves because he didn't play long. But everybody knew that him coming out of Washington, he was on borrowed time because of those knees. So he got in, got his work in early. He was an all-star early. He did a lot of great things for Portland, and then after that, he's gone.
I thought I look at him.
He was tough though.
He was it's like a glorified two guard.
Yeah, he was tough.
He
man.
was tough.
Like he reminded he had some Grant Hill in him in regards to being able to do everything.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So definitely, shouts to Brandon Roy. He's the head coach right now. He's doing his thing.
Is he?
Yeah, I think he's in high school.
Wow,
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, running a good program.
Sure, I gotta go tap in somewhere.
Yeah, man.
I'm like, what do my dude do?
Listen, man, you know, I got the
You
facts.
got you got the key. The key. All right. I'll let you.
All right, man. Last one.
Go ahead, now.
Which big man would you take? Shaquille O'Neal, 𝐦𝐤𝐤𝐿, or Kareem Abdul-Jabbar?
Come on, man.
What do you mean? Come on, man. Who?
I'm old school. Go right in the middle.
You going Cap?
I'm going right in the middle.
Ooh, you going to Dream?
I'm going Dream Team.
I need some explanation now.
Man, I think his IQ, I think his finesse, I think his touch, his feel. He made free throws. Even though Shaq's dominant, but I just think you could win more with the Dream Team.
Okay.
With a king.
So you're not even gonna give my man Kareem no flowers.
Say who?
You're not even gonna give Kareem no flowers.
Man, listen, that jump hook.
Yo, it's the most unstoppable. Yo, listen, I'm a Lakers fan. Don't come at my guys. All right, don't come at my guys.
Long elongated step.
You know what I mean? He had the glasses. He had the knee pads. Shorts was up here, and he was working.
Yeah, short.
Giving people buckets.
Yeah, sky hook.
For 20 years.
Sky hook.
Yeah.
All right. Not in this day and age.
Listen, if he played now with that sky hook, he's working.
Working. Giannis would punch that.
Come on now.
Giannis punch that.
Working.
Sky hook would be the dead hook.
Come on, man.
Flatbush. Party done. He ain't getting that off.
All right, so you going Dream? All right, that's cool. I go Big Cap. I go Big Cap in that situation.
Go, really?
Yeah, I go Hakeem. Kareem.
Yeah, and goggles.
Lou Alcindor, man, was nice.
I ain't see him.
Don't matter.
Nobody saw.
You got tape.
How you know he was nice?
I seen tape.
You saw who he was playing against?
What that mean?
Like,
Look who Shaq was playing against.
People that you know.
Look who Hakeem was playing against.
People that you might know.
Yo, man, he was busting up Pat.
All you saw was his little dudes with pennies on.
Pat was getting work, man. Pat, nobody had nothing about Hakeem back then. Nothing.
Because the cameras. Yeah, they didn't have good cameras back then.
Come on, man. Well, listen, sir, this was fun, man. I appreciate you coming on,
man.
my dude.
I appreciate you having me, man.
Of course, man. You know, much success to your coaching career. Like you got a big job ahead of you, but you're gonna handle it. You know what I'm saying? Like I know you're gonna be able to succeed and excel and get this program where it needs to be. You and Speedy and the rest of the coaching staff, like y'all gonna do your thing, man.
I appreciate that, man. Open invite to any one of you guys.
Well, I told you. I'm coming.
I mean it.
Like I told you, just tell Speedy. He's a little crazy. He's very animated, but he means well. You know what I mean?
No, y'all good, man. Just as long as y'all don't run over my daughter or something, man. But yeah, everybody here, welcome, man.
Definitely.
Anytime, anywhere in the country, wherever we're playing. If we're there. And you guys want to pull up? I ain't paying your plane ticket.
Right.
But just
I'll find my way.
Yeah, we have a pretty challenging schedule right now.
That's what's up. That's good.
We open up at I think number 10 Houston.
Wow.
Then Maryland. Then we're also playing NC State. So we have a challenging schedule. So wherever we're at in the country, any one of you guys, the whole crew want to pull up.
Yeah.
You just tell me, man, and you Gucci. Right, my guy.
Oh, listen, man. Barry Grant Jr. All Even Podcast special interview. I'll see y'all next time.